What is up, everyone? Welcome to Views on Tattoos. I just wanted to give you a quick heads up that this was my first time doing the long distance method for an interview, and I used Zoom, which we're all familiar with, but I ended up using my laptop to do it, and I forgot that you can do Zoom calls with your phone, which Trace did, and his audio and video are much more clear than mine. I also chose the room, our dining room, and the acoustics in there aren't the greatest. So I just want to give you a heads up. I tried to edit it as best as possible with my Movavi editor, and you can be the judge of that to see if it's decent, or if you have any recommendations, please feel free to leave it in the comments. But don't let it take away from any of the value that Trace gives about where he's from. A lot of great things that he has taught me about the area that he's from, but please give it a watch and you'll find out what I'm talking about, and especially the stories behind his tattoos. So I'm only going to grow from here about what method I'm going to choose. I'm going to experiment with different ones besides Zoom, and there's a lot out there, and I'm excited to try them. And I feel as 2023 is going to be a major year for my YouTube channel for Views on Tattoos, because I'm really going to hit the streets and just hit up random people and get their take on their tattoos and why they got them and things like that. And hopefully I can get a lot of recommendations. I'm going to try to be hitting up some tattoo artists and shops, so be on the lookout for that. So like, subscribe, share this, and let's see where it goes for the next year and many more years to come. But for now, I hope you enjoy the two-part series. Let me know. Leave any comments and I'll make sure to engage. Thanks. All right, what is up, everybody? I'm your host, Jeff, and I'm getting another interview knocked out here. It's my boy, Trace. And Trace, why don't you introduce yourself real quick, bro?
Hello, my name is Trace Quintel. I'm from Canada, Alberta, Fort McMurray. Yeah, I'm just a boy just trying to live life and work hard. So,
How old are you?
I am 24 years old.
24, trying to do his thing. So me and Trace actually hooked up, so everybody knows. And if you don't, I'm doing affiliate marketing, and he was on that same path, and that's where we hit it off. And we shouted out to each other, and we just vibed, kind of feeding off each other's knowledge. So that's where our friendships developed. And ever since then, it was almost daily contact where we were checking up on each other. And it was just like straight from there, a brotherhood.
Sure.
I told him my pursuit of views on tattoos, and then obviously we can just see a quick glance of his forearms. And then he was like, dude, I want to be a guest. I want to promote my stuff. And then I was like, I need some guests. So
Yeah.
we are. Cool. So what hobbies do you have while you're not working?
The hobby is what I do out of work, or if I'm not doing my online company stuff, or that's my hobby. Is probably say mostly playing games, playing Fortnite, or going to the gym, like to kickboxing, stuff like that. So
yeah, because I was also telling you the main reason I wanted to do views on tattoos, or like why we're doing this right now, was because
the UFC.
You have UFC fighters, and they just move so dang quick. And then that's when you were telling me you were almost, an aspiring MMA fighter, and I was like, I'll slide in as like a manager or whatever. And I was like, I hope you make it big. And I know, talking to you and everything, you're getting back into the boxing and the jiu-jitsu and your kickboxing. Besides just the physical aspect of that, I just think it's a great mentality of discipline, coaching, taking instruction from people that are seasoned vets. And I think in life, that's just an important aspect to be able to do. So
For sure.
that is very important. What game do you play when you're gaming?
I mostly play probably Fortnite or UFC. That's probably the two main games I play.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that. So when I say, all right, my friends know this. All right, I'm a rage quitter. I'll be the one breaking remotes. So it's like I don't game a lot. I think it would consume my life, but I'm a watcher. I'm a freaking creeper, dude. I love to watch people play, and especially when they're good and they're just murking people on like Fortnite, Call of Duty, things like that. That's the time I would hang out with my friends when they were gamers. So it's a really good hobby, I think.
Yeah, like I always want to. I'm like you too. I'm kind of a competitive player. Back in the day, I used to play competitive gaming. I was a Call of Duty competitive player, kind of slash player. So we were
Well,
trying to do
nothing.
it. Huh?
Yeah, nothing even against your age. I think it's just almost the era that you came up on. It's almost like once you realize, hey, you could almost make money on gaming and Twitch and everything like that. It's like, hey, man, let's get good at something.
That was kind of my generation too. I grew up all like watching those guys and guys before me, after me. So, but
Dude, I had a guy I was stationed at Minot Air Force Base with that his time was coming up. He got a last assignment to Korea, and he was actually still, while he was in, he was competing playing Smash Bros.
oh
In the Air Force Base.
yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's a real thing. There's real opportunities, I guess, even in the military too. So
yeah. There's any opportunities anywhere. You just gotta work hard.
I know, and even gaming, dude. Like you gotta do some fucking exercises, bro.
Yeah, for sure, brother. Just gotta go hard, and kind of that's kind of where playing games too is kind of good for your mind, stuff like that, for fast reactions.
Oh
So
yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
yeah,
I did a study on it though of muscle and the reactions, hand
yeah,
reactions, and everything like that.
yeah. I think I heard a story back in the day. I don't know if it's true or not, but don't quote me on this. But I heard a story back in the day. They brought, I think it was the military or the government, whatever. But it was they brought in these military guys, these top military guys. They brought in these pro gamers, those helicopter games or those flying things you do at the thing, and the military or the pro gamers did more better than the military guys.
You're not even that far off. They actually were trying to recruit people for remote pilot,
Yeah,
the UAVs,
yeah.
and trying to get people who were really proficient at gaming. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true then.
your facts are correct. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Awesome. Good
Yeah.
stuff. Good backstory. So I wanted to ask you for a little bit, and I wanted to wait until our interview happened. So, what is your background for your heritage?
Oh, oh boy. Hey, my heritage that goes back. It goes back. Hey, I'm actually Métis. If you don't heard, it's Métis. It's like First Nations and the Europeans mixed together and made Métis. But I'm a whole bunch of stuff. And it's history. It goes back, and I'm mostly Métis, and I'm First Nations also. I'm more First Nations than Métis.
So
Yeah,
to our viewers, and even myself, what is even First Nations and everything like that? Because I asked this question because not even creeping, but I felt like we were surrounded by a lot of Native American heritage, and then even once we jump into your tattoos, it's just a lot of good Native background in that. I don't know if I ever told you, but my best man, my best friend from Minnesota till this day of 40 years is Native. So
I want to meet that guy one day.
oh, you guys would absolutely vibe, bro. He has my back. He's the same type of personality of just always there.
Yeah, with the native people too. No, just with the native people, peacemakers of the land. Like we kind of bring peace to the land. So back in the day, the natives and the natives in America natives, they had it rough than us. They had a rough time. The Native Americans up in Americans, like where you could live, they have a rough. They kind of have no name, but down here in Canada, they have a lot of not. We're still going through rough patches, but have a more of a voice over here than the native down there.
I see.
Yeah,
I guess yeah. I mean, it's clicking right now. Native American, and you're in Canada. I forgot. It just slipped my mind, but yeah, it's just because it seems like we've been bros for quite a long time, and that's just how I feel. So it was like I just Americanized you. So it was, yeah, not but
yeah.
Canadian.
Canadian America are are close. So pretty much, yeah. Me too. I always think you're in Canada, but you're yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I
I
was a
thought you.
lot closer. I was a lot closer when I was in Minnesota.
Yeah, yeah. So, but yeah. So I'm Métis, and we can talk. I can talk about so like my Native American background. I'm like Métis, Cree, Blackfoot, Mohawk, Dene. I think those five kind of. Yeah. And for the European side, I'm French, Swedish, of a Viking family. Back in the day, Vikings, Greenland, Scottish. I'm Scottish because my grandpa on my mom's side, Scottish, Irish, a bunch of stuff. But yeah, it's hard to do it because my family tree my mom did my family tree, and it's big. It's big.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I think it's just a great mixing pot of like I get obviously like who you are and how your kind of your mind thinks. You know what I mean? Like that
yeah.
explains who you are. So
It pretty much, yeah. But when I was working on the water, I love the water, so that's kind of where my biking too so came from. So
yeah, thank you.
yeah, so yeah,
I hope everything works out too, and like opportunities. Cause like I was saying, when we were in England, stationed out in England too, like visiting Iceland and all those type of countries was just opening of how they live and their culture and everything like that too. Even the foods that they're still consuming and heck yeah,
yeah.
that would be awesome.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah,
That's
I appreciate the lesson and you sharing that for sure.
yeah. Even over here, we have a rough patch. Canadians with the Native people, they were trying to kill the Indian inside of us. You ever heard about the residential schools?
No,
Really?
the what? Right, residential?
Yeah, schools.
Well,
You never heard about that, eh?
I don't think so.
Okay. The last school was 1996. So the government were taking children and putting them in schools. They're going inside people's houses. Like imagine this: me, I was the government, and coming to your home and taking your kid out, and you don't have a say. Nothing. That's what the government was doing to my people in Canada. They were trying to kill the native in in us. We're not allowed to talk, speak our language. Can't even wear our language. Can't even do nothing. And yeah, it's a pretty dark history. So
Very dark. Isn't that almost
yeah,
communist in a sense? Or
yeah. I'm still kind of offended, and we can talk about and the Queen too. There's a whole different story about the Queen. I don't like the Queen either. That's kind of that too. We Canada. Everybody thinks Canada is safe and sound, but you really come here and do so. It's really a dark history. They're trying to
yeah,
hide. They're trying to hide being a peacemaker and stuff like that, but they did a lot of trauma. Like there's traumas in every generation. They did generation trauma with every person. I know,
oh
not
yeah.
every person, but the older people like us. So it's sad.
It's like as soon as Queen Elizabeth was like, here.
Yeah, and pretty much the Queen land too. Like it's pretty much what the Queen did. It's reservations. That's what happened too. They trying to put the native out of natives on lands.
Yeah,
What's assigned to us, and they put us there to keep us kind of isolated and kind of afar from people. So, and the only back in the day, the only way to get off reserve or drink or marry a white woman you have to give up your right as a native. So yeah, so they make you sign a paper and say you're no more native. Stupid, I know, dumb.
it's like
So
taking away or taking off your skin almost, or taking a
that's pretty much what it was too. It was pretty much for killing our identity, and this was in the '60s, the 2000s. It's still happening, but
and I guess there's a lot of pride in a lot of the women too. Like, no, I'll live this out. Like,
and there's a lot of sisters, and there's a lot of missing indigenous sisters are going missing in Canada too. A lot of indigenous girls going missing because my cousin walked from McMurray to Ottawa, and I think it took him 6 months walk for our people. So
Damn.
yeah, he walked to Ottawa, and he was trying to get Justin Trudeau, but he wasn't there. So our prime minister, he wasn't. I think his premier, or I think someone was there, but not him. So
What was
yeah.
that dude's name? That did
Adam McDonald.
Yeah, anybody watching or viewing that comes across this video, man, research that one. That's a long ass walk. That's a impactful walk right there, I'll tell you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That ain't no Forrest Gump shit, bro. That's
pretty much. Or
no, that's real.
Terry Fox. You know Terry Fox?
Oh
yeah, because you're not Canadian. It's weird. They're Canadian. It's weird. This is all Canadian stuff, but yeah. So yeah.
Good history, man. Good stuff. I love it.
I love history. That's one thing I love is history. Yeah, we can talk more, but it's just deep. It just goes deep. So
yeah, that'll be when we actually are hanging out face to face and
yeah,
just kicking back or whatever. Production was so amazing, bro. Like
yeah.
I was saying, like I don't know. I think a lot of my future things is just gonna be unscripted, just talking.
I like to talk about my people because our people need a voice, taking a stand, but just want to tell my story. Not tell my story, but just to support people and get the message out there.
No, I think you should. Like that's what I've been saying. If you watch my wife's, like her representing Filipino, and I love every time I see a flag in a mirror or anything like that. Like people need to accept their culture and not be afraid of what society is going to think about it. And especially if you're being oppressed by it, like that's even more of a reason to speak out, especially in this generation right now of everybody, should be getting fair rights and having rights.